in Abuja has admitted 9 documentary exhibits against the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, his wife and son, in an ongoing alleged money laundering trial, with the documents tendered by the AFCC through a prosecution witness. The trial judge, Justice Joyce Abdulmalik, admitted the banking documents despite an initial objection from the defense, noting they were relevant to the amended 16-count charge involving over 8.7 billion naira in alleged illicit funds. A bank compliance officer, Mashelia Bata, told the court the documents were obtained following an EFCC request and detailed multiple transactions linked to the defendants and associated companies, with inflows and outflows running into billions of naira over several years. He also highlighted specific transfers, including hundreds of millions of naira from various firms, while confirming the accounts were active between 2012 and 2023, with significant financial activity recorded. Following the testimony, the court adjourned the case to May 13, 2026 to allow the defense study the exhibits and prepare for cross-examination.
Retired personnel of the Nigeria Police Force and their families today blocked the gate of the presidential villa, Abuja, protesting their continued inclusion in the contributory pension scheme, which they described as fraudulent, illegal, inhumane, and obnoxious. The protesters under the Police Retired Officers Forum of Nigeria called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to assent to the police exit bill passed by the National Assembly in December 2025 and transmitted to the presidency in March 2026. Leading the protests, the national coordinator of the forum, CSP Raphael Erowano, retired, said the demonstration was aimed at urging the president to take immediate action on the legislation. He lamented that while other security agencies, including the State Security Service, the Air Force, the Navy, and the National Intelligence Agency have been removed from the scheme, police personnel remain included. The protest highlights growing dissatisfaction among retired police officers over pension reforms and their continued exclusion from benefits granted to other security agencies.
The United States mission has reaffirmed its strong partnership with Nigeria, highlighting deep cooperation across security, trade, health, education, and cultural exchange. In a statement on the mission's social media handle today, the mission said both countries continue to share enduring ties that support mutual prosperity and development. The statement underscored the importance of ongoing collaboration between both countries in addressing regional and global challenges, particularly in areas such as security, cooperation, and economic development. It noted that the relationship between both nations extends beyond government-to-government engagement, reflecting strong links between citizens, institutions, and private sector actors. The nation added that these partnerships continue to support efforts aimed at strengthening stability, expanding economic opportunities, and improving social outcomes in both countries.
Nigerians have been urged to adopt a more proactive approach to disaster prevention, as experts warn against the growing culture of indifference to emergency preparedness. This formed the focus of discussion on this year's Current Affairs Breakfast Program AM 120, with stakeholders emphasizing the importance of heeding early warnings from relevant agencies. Our reporter, Fedora Afalagwe, who monitored the program, reports.
Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET) has continued to strengthen its capacity to deliver timely and accurate weather forecasts aimed at safeguarding lives and property. These forecasts are critical to disaster preparedness, providing guidance for government response and enabling citizens to mitigate risk associated with adverse weather conditions. Speaking on AM 120, the head of operations, National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) Southwest Ibadan Office, Kadri Oluyole, explained the NIMET's prediction are science-based, relying on observed meteorological data. He noted that such forecasts go beyond flooding to include thunderstorms and strong winds, urging residents, particularly those in low-lying areas, to be vigilant and proactive, as such locations remain highly vulnerable to flooding. He added that relocation from flood-prone areas remains the most effective preventive measure.
We've had a major disaster in Osun. I think it was around March 28, where we have a very strong windstorm. Wow. Where we have a very, very windstorm that impacted a lot of houses. Many story buildings, roof were blown off. Even actually, we recorded a death, and some people were hospitalized. So the issue of disaster is not limited to flooding alone, because the wind system has been terrible. As a matter of fact, the destruction in Osogbo was massive. Schools, hospital, churches, mosques were blown up.
Also contributing, the immediate past chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Environmental Engineers, Oyo State Chapter, Professor Wasiu Ajagbe, clarified the NIMET's predictions are not designed to create panic, but to serve as early warning signals for preparedness. He stressed that while waste generation is inevitable, indiscriminate disposal significantly increases the risk of flooding. Professor Ajagbe therefore called for sustainable waste management practices, including recycling and conversion of waste into useful resources.
The same volume of rain can fall in 1 hour. That same volume can as well fall within 5 minutes. When it falls within 5 minutes, if you have designed drainage to convey the particular amount for 1 hour and it falls within 5 minutes, obviously it's going to overflow that drainage. And then when water flows outside the provided region, we talk about flood. So we are particularly interested in designing facilities to accommodate the flood and also design against the possibility of the eventual consequences of flood when they happen, to prevent and to take care of when it happens.
But experts appeal to the public to regularly clear drainage channels and desist from dumping refuse in waterways as part of collective efforts to prevent flooding and protect lives and property. Fidora Afalagwe, BCOS News.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Supermalt, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
The federal government's push to strengthen power infrastructure has gained momentum as Federal Government of Nigeria Power Company Limited deepens engagement with Ebonyi and Enugu State government to advance the Presidential Power Initiative aimed at improving electricity supply nationwide. The company said the high-level meetings are focused on accelerating Phase 1 of the program, with discussions involving key state officials to ensure alignment on critical transmission and distribution projects, including the proposed Gwaji-Oposi 330 kV line. Officials emphasized that a stronger collaboration with state government, host communities, and stakeholders is essential for sustainable implementation, noting that the initiative is designed not just to build infrastructure, but to support economic growth and improve quality of life. Authorities in both states welcome the projects, highlighting their importance to development goals such as industrial growth, healthcare, education, and smart city expansion, while pledging full cooperation to ensure timely delivery.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. The Southwest Zonal Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has dismissed speculations of an impeachment plot against Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde, describing the claims as baseless and a calculated attempt to create political tension. This position was contained in a communique issued at the end of the committee's meeting held at the PDP Southwest Secretariat, Soji Adagunwodo House, Old Ife Road, Ibadan. Details are presented by Governor's Office correspondent Oluyole Suleiman.
Presenting the communique, the Zonal Publicity Secretary, Southwest Zonal Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Chief Sanya Atofarati, condemned remarks made by former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose, describing them as reckless, divisive, and capable of inciting tension, particularly through what he termed the politicization of traditional institutions. The committee commended Governor Seyi Makinde for his consistent efforts in strengthening multi-party democracy, noting that his administration has continued to demonstrate stability, focus, and commitment to delivering democratic dividends to the people of Oyo State.
PDP is our party, and whatever happens, like I have said to you, this is family, a very big family. So PDP remain, and we are not considering any alternative platform. Not at all. This is PDP, but we are optimistic that we'll get judgment, favorable, positive judgment at the Supreme Court. I will tell you that the APC is doing everything possible to ensure that the PDP does not have candidates. I am putting this challenge to Tinubu. He should exonerate Amukito from partisan politics, and Amukito himself should save Nigerians of the neutrality future that he is trying to paint. So what is important here is that
it called on citizens to remain calm, vigilant, and united while rejecting attempts by political actors to foment crises for personal gain. The zonal body further pledged its support for the party's National Working Committee, NWC, reiterating its commitment to unity, discipline, and cohesion within the party.
We also commend His Excellency for his dogged and consistent effort in sustaining and strengthening multi-party democracy in Nigeria. The rumored impeachment plot against the governor is baseless, contrived, and should be disregarded in its entirety. By well-meaning Nigerians, it is nothing more than a calculated attempt to create unnecessary political tension in the state.
The party appreciated Nigerians for their resilience and continued support, assuring them of its dedication to responsible leadership and improved governance. Oluyole Suleiman, BCS News.
A special golf kitty has been held in Ibadan in honor of the Secretary to Oyo State Government, Professor Musibao Babatunde, following his recent appointment as the state's Chief Administrative Officer. The event hosted by the Tiger Golf Club Odogbo attracted friends, associates, and well-wishers from various sectors who gathered to celebrate what they described as a well-deserved elevation. Speaking at the prize presentation, Captain of the Tiger Golf Club, Muyiwa Omitowoju, highlighted Professor Babatunde's humility and exemplary character, describing him as a gentleman whose achievements continue to inspire many. Delivering a goodwill message, Captain of the Ibadan Golf Club and former Captain of the Tiger Golf Club, Reverend Father Hakim Aki, extended congratulations on behalf of members, describing the celebrant's transition from academia to public administration as remarkable. The personal assistant to the state governor and close friend of the celebrant, Alhaji Akim Aziz, also who lauded his academic and political trajectories, said that Professor Babatunde's commitment into excellence in all aspects of human endeavors is exemplary. Professor Musibao Babatunde expressed appreciation to Governor Seyi Makinde for the confidence reposed in him to serve in different capacities.
The management team of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, paid a condolence visit to the family of late Bukola Akintade, a Yoruba newscaster, and described her demise as a huge loss. During her address at the visit, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaito, the chairman, commended the family's resilience, stating that all occurrences are by divine will. She portrayed the late Bukola Akintade as a dedicated and energetic broadcaster who demonstrated immense commitment in all facets of our work and life. Chief Olaito emphasized that the deceased was a valued member of the BCS family, beyond merely being a staff member whose departure has created an unbridgeable gap. She noted that her death came as a rude shock and emphasized that she would not be forgotten anytime soon. She also offered prayers for solace, emphasizing that divine providence often transcends human comprehension. Similarly, the Director of Administration and Supplies, Pastor Abiola Oluyole, offered prayers for the family, beseeching God to grant them the fortitude to endure the irreparable loss. During their response, family members conveyed their sincere appreciation to management for their visit and support, and management members reciprocated by signing a condolence register to honor the memory of the late Bukola Akintade.
A father has killed 7 of his children and an unrelated child in the United States city of Shreveport, Louisiana, in a mass shooting that police have called a domestic disturbance. Foreign desk editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story and others as presented by Khadija Lawal.
Officers said the shooting began about 5 o'clock, that is 10 o'clock GMT on Sunday, after attacking the children at a property. The suspect drove away in a stolen car, police said. Officers then chased and killed him. 2 adult women, including the children's mother, are in critical condition after they too were hurt by gunfire, and a 9th child was taken to hospital after jumping from the roof of the home while escaping. The suspect was identified as Shama Helkins, Shreveport's Mayor Communications Director told the press. Officials have not yet suggested a motive on the gunman's part. 3 boys and 5 girls aged between 3 to 11 were shot and killed, the coroner's office said. The attack occurred across multiple locations. The father is alleged to have first shot a woman before moving to a second location where he fired further shots at the children. Meanwhile, a strong magnitude 7.5 earthquake has struck off northern Japan, prompting authorities to issue a tsunami warning for waves of up to 3 meters, that is 10 feet. The quake hit on Monday at 4:53 p.m. local time, that is 7:53 GMT, in waters of Iwate Prefecture on Japan's Pacific coast, according to Japan Meteorological Agency, JMA. It was felt across a wide area, shaking buildings in Tokyo, hundreds of kilometers to the south. The JMA warned that the first tsunami waves could reach parts of the northern coastline immediately. Live footage from public broadcaster showed no immediate signs of damage at several ports in Iwate. Prime Minister Sane Takeichi said the government had set up a crisis management team and was working to assess the impacts of the earthquake. She added that officials were still trying to confirm whether there had been any casualties or damage to property. And lastly, Russian authorities say they have thwarted a Ukrainian-linked bomb plot against security services and arrested a German woman found with a makeshift bomb in her backpack. Russia's FSB security agency said the unnamed woman was detained on Monday in the southern city of Patygorsk. In a statement cited by Russia's state-run news agency, the FSB said it had prevented a terrorist attack planned by the Kyiv regime against a law enforcement facility in the Stavropol region involving a German citizen born in 1969. It said the woman had been recruited by a citizen from a Central Asian country who was working on orders from Ukraine. According to the FSB, the device contained an explosive charge equivalent to 1.5 kilogram, that is 3 pounds, of TNT and was intended to be detonated remotely. The agency said the blast was ultimately prevented by electronic jamming. Video of the purported arrest published by Russia State RII Novosti news agency showed armed Russian security agents approach the woman as she was face down in a car park. Khadija Lawal, BCS News.
To end Newscope, here again are the main points. Boko Haram terrorists have released a video daring the Nigerian government to attempt a forceful rescue of 416 abducted victims in Borno State.
A federal high court in Abuja has admitted 9 documentary exhibits against the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, his wife and son, in an ongoing alleged money laundering trial, with the documents tendered by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission through a prosecution witness.
The Southwest Zonal Executive Committee of the People's Democratic Party has dismissed speculations of an impeachment plot against the Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde, describing the claims as baseless and a calculated attempt to create political tension.
On the foreign scene, a father has killed 7 of his children and an unrelated child in the United States city of Shreveport, Louisiana, in a mass shooting that police have called a domestic disturbance.
And that's all for now from Newscope Desk. It was packaged by Moramoke Adiwole. I am Oluyole Olatubosun and
Boluwaji Ogmola. Thanks for listening, and do not forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
My mission is simple: to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on.
Effective relief from malaria. Comal on. Malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
ìgbà tó gbá dé baálẹ̀ gbọ́mi kọ̀ǹkọ̀ tó kọ̀ǹkọ̀ dé baálẹ̀ wẹ̀dò tiwantiwa àkọ́tún ètò lálẹ́ ká sórí ìkànnì Olúyọ̀lé FM 98.5 lórí ètò tiwantiwa ẹ ó bá gbọ́ ẹwà èdè nínú àṣà ohun èdè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá níjọ̀wọ́n àná ń bẹ lórí ètò tiwantiwa níbi tí a ti máa ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò àwọn ohun tí àwọn baba wa ń ṣe láyé àtijọ́ àtàwọn ohun tí à ń ṣe lóde òní abala òwe ń kọ́ láti máa tú àtúpalẹ̀ àwọn òwe tá a máa gbọ́n yẹ́bẹ́yẹ́bẹ́ ntí òwe túmọ̀ sí àti ntó sọ iṣẹ́ abẹ̀mí láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ẹranko ìgbẹ́ àti àwọn tí ojú àwọn ọdẹ máa ń rí nínú igbó kẹràngbọ́n tó di ọbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín Babátúndé Ògúnwálé Ìjálá Olúfẹ̀ ní gbogbo àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ Ajé ni o Monday láago 9 sáago 10